everybody, welcome to Jedi Toy Masters. Today is kind of an impromptu video because Logan's been asking me a lot of questions about some of my old Star Wars toys. So I had them in a box in the attic, and I decided since they've already been playing with my brother and I, our old Power of the Force 2 figures, let's bring out all the Power of the Force 2 vehicles and ships that we had. So we're gonna check it out, dust it off, and have some Star Wars fun. Guys, what are you doing?
What? This is Daddy's old Star Wars ships. This is Uncle Aaron.
Uncle Aaron and Daddy. This is our collection.
Oh, my Nana ship. Look.
What's that?
That's Uncle Chiquito. Look.
What do you got over there, look, Blake?
I got the Millennium Falcon.
It's cool.
I can't put this together. Your ships are just like this.
Careful.
Let's put the leader in.
It's a little dusty. We gotta clean them.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
So a lot of this stuff is really, really dusty. There's the X-Wing. Still in pretty good shape, although the little blasters are a little crooked. We have Vader's TIE Interceptor, also very dusty. We're gonna have to wash all this stuff, but this thing is still a great looking ship. A lot of detail inside, and of course there's a little lever here, and those little blasters come out. Really, really cool. The wings pop off, which is kind of nice. I mean, these things, we played with them, you know, and so they're still in really good shape. But again, very dusty. You like it?
I like the ship.
He likes the ship. So here's the Snowspeeder. As you can see, also very dusty, but I gotta say the attention to detail on this guy is amazing. And this one actually has the battery compartment and the little firing blaster. It's basically complete. Has the little lever underneath that releases the little landing leg, and you just put that back in there. And I gotta say though, this thing, the detail is pretty remarkable. It almost looks like a model from the movie. It could almost be that. So that's that one. Over here we have the this is kind of like this expanded universe ship, the Outrider, and we have the Dash Rendar figure in there. It's kind of like a really snug fit. I don't know if you can see that he's in there, but it's a very snug fit. They didn't really think this through when they made this. I think they just wanted to make something small, but this is technically supposed to be almost the same size as the Millennium Falcon. So, and this thing has this, put the legs in. This thing separates. I'm trying to, oh, there we go. So this thing kind of does this interesting thing where it goes like that. It does this. I don't know what the point is, but I guess it turns almost into like a B-wing if you think about it. Look at that. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look at this shit. This is called, you want to know the name of this one? This is called the Outrider. It does this interesting thing like this. It slips around, and then you go like that, and then it locks, and it goes. So that's pretty cool. And what else do we have here? Oh, look at this. We have the famous TIE Fighter. Simple yet really well built toy. The little canopy opens with two doors. And there's our TIE Fighter pilot inside, and even inside, like there's, I don't know if you can see, but even like inside, there's some detail in there. There you hit these. Oh. And they pop off when you hit that button. And there you go. Nice little TIE Fighter action. Now these, even though they came out in the late mid 90s.
Black.
Yeah, that's the X-Wing. X-Wing? Yeah, X-Wing. So even though these things were made in the mid 90s, I'm pretty sure they were using like the molds, or they kind of resurrected the molds from the original vintage toy line from Kenner, because I guess it's very similar. I mean, I've not seen the vintage ones in person, but I'm assuming a lot of them is the same. Case in point, this is the A-Wing. This is the A-Wing from the Power of the Force 2, and this came out, I think, in like 95, I believe. And really cool ship. However, when you look at the back, there's like this plastic compartment back here. And when you open this, you can actually open it. It's like a plastic, it's like a plastic compartment, and there's nothing in there. But it's safe to assume that in the original A-Wing from the vintage line, the original, that was a battery compartment. So they eliminated the electronics on this to make it cheaper and mass produce them using the same molds, and they kept the battery compartment. So another really great ship. It's still, you know, kind of dusty and yellowing a little bit, but it gives it character, I think. So we're gonna clean these up, and hopefully we'll be able to display these once we get our Star Wars room up and running. So not bad. All right, so what I've been doing while the Jedi Toy Masters play is I got like a nice like microfiber rag, and I kind of wet it with a little bit of soapy water, and I've just been kind of just gently just cleaning off that kind of like almost like sticky dust that has been built up. I don't want to like clean them too much, you know, especially this piece, because this has a lot of stickers. So I'm just kind of like cleaning the canopy windows and kind of like just getting most of like the dust off. One thing I did do is when you open this, there's a battery compartment in there. So I put, I think they're fresh batteries. I don't know how old they are, but we'll see how they go. And when you hit the buttons down here, that's pretty cool. So this guy's awesome. I love the Snowspeeder. It's probably one of my favorite vehicles. And this one is like so like movie accurate. Over here, however, we have the
I'm gonna show you. Look.
The Big Mama Jamma over here. It's the 1995 Millennium Falcon, which is actually almost like a redo of the original
ship.
TIE Fighter ship. The one thing that I will say that it's kind of disappointing is that this thing, the canopy thing, it doesn't even snap on. Like you have to kind of like slide it in, and then just kind of like force it to stay shut. And then it's so small in here. Here, let me raise this a little bit. It's like so small in here that when you open it, like you could barely fit one figure in there. Like, yeah, there's like there's slots for two, but I mean, look at this. But I mean, like, there's barely room for Chewie in there. I don't even think there's like still dust in there. So this one I haven't really cleaned off. This one has the cool feature where you open it up, and you have like the whole inside. There's Princess Leia in a gold bikini just chilling. And there's Luke, and you have the turret that spins with the little seat. Now this seat, I have this seat. These things get lost all the time. I'm just having a hard time like putting it back in. Can't figure out the correct way of doing it. It has the this thing that comes down. As you can see, the two legs right there, but I'm leaving it in place because the little plastic prong that like holds it up, that swings it, it's so fragile that I don't want to break it. And it has a little storage compartment here, you know, where they smuggle stuff, which is really cool. And then like down below you know, it has like the feet that come down and they squeak the entire time as they come down. You know, they come down and like, and then this is the one that you kind of hold on to. It's like a grip. So you kind of grab onto that one and, you know, play with the Millennium Falcon. However, they're not snapping in place, so the minute you put weight on them, they kind of want to close again. So I got to figure out, if I'm going to display it, I just got to figure out a way to keep them from doing that. I'm just going to leave them closed for now because I don't want to damage them. So I'm going to make this the thumbnail because this is really cool. Ready? Gonna do this. And of course, we haven't cleaned this one yet, but we have the Boba Fett Slave 1.
I cleaned it.
So, you know, Logan started to wipe it down a little bit, but again, you got to be very gentle because there's stickers on here and stuff. So there's Boba Fett in there, and you know, it has that thing where you kind of do that. It has a little handle in the back. There've been other versions of these that have come out more recently, but you like it, buddy?
Yeah.
Isn't this cool? So they're loving it. They're so quiet because they're just playing with everything, just taking it all in. This has the little ramp that comes down, and it has this little compartment that pops off so you can see inside. And inside, of course, you have, if I can get him out, you have Han frozen in carbonite. So we'll put that back in there. I mean, it has pretty good storage in there. You can probably fit a couple figures in there. And of course, Boba Fett. Boba Fett kind of like slides up and down with this little lever.
Daddy, look at the book that I made.
Oh, that's so cool,
It's
man.
a chapter one.
So yeah, the Slave one, this is actually a cool ship because just aesthetically and just for the practicality, just, you know, you can, you know, it has this really cool functional grip. So you can literally just like go around and fly around with it. Like, I actually like this. I like this guy. This is a cool toy. That's basically all the ships, and the boys are having a blast playing with them. So it's actually kind of cool bringing this stuff out and checking it out. Hopefully one day we'll have a nice Star Wars room that we can display all this stuff and maybe even like have them hanging, like kind of like they're flying. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe. What vintage Star Wars toys? I mean, these are vintage to us. They're from the mid 90s. So they're pretty vintage. They're over 20 years old at this point. So what vintage toys from the 90s, let's be specific, are your favorites? Do you still have them? I know a lot of people are purists and they prefer the vintage stuff like from the late 70s and 80s. But I mean, this is pretty vintage as well. And a lot of these toys were made from the same molds as the original Kenner, so as Hasbro took them over. But again, comment below what's your favorite vintage Star Wars vehicle, playset, toy. We'd love to know. And man, do you have find a hard time cleaning these? What's the best way to clean these? We'd love to know as well. I know there's a lot of channels on here that touch on that, like Retro Blasting and a bunch of others that are really cool. Toy Polloi works. They do like hacks on how to like repair a lot of these toys. But if you have some of these toys, make sure you take pictures of them and post them on Instagram and tag us at Jedi Toy Masters. We're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, but mostly on Instagram. So please make sure you visit us over there. Make sure you check out some of our other videos here or down here maybe. I'm not sure. Make sure you subscribe. And hey, if you want one of these cool Jedi Toy Master t-shirts or sweatshirts or stickers or whatever, check out the link down below for our TeePublic store and buy some of our swag. Also, there's a link there to where you can find Star Wars stuff on Amazon. It's an affiliate link, so it really helps us out. So please make sure you use that affiliate link. And that's it for now. So until next time, remember, may the Force be with you. Okay, let's go get a snack.